Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today? How are you, Jibril? Ayan, how are you? Ramen? Wave, Ramen. Ramen, I'm waiting for you to wave. Good. Lena, hello. Hello, Miriam. Hello, Isa. Hello, Zehna. I hope everyone's doing well. We have a very interesting lesson today. Ideally, I'd wish we were in the classroom because this is when we would take out the beakers, the droppers that we have there in the class, and be working with these with our hands. But you at home, you have the ability to work out the experiment that they have here for 18.6. And 18.6 deals with metric units for liquid volume. Metric units for liquid volume. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. We're going to be focusing on the liter and the milliliter. Okay. And liquid volume, right here, what you need to do right now is take out your math journals, go to the table of contents, 18.6. Here's your title, metric units for liquid volume. And these are the notes that you will write down. The title will be the same, metric units for liquid volume. And I went ahead and got some pictures for you here. Go ahead, and liquid volume is the amount of liquid in a container, and we are using the metric system, okay? So that's liquid volume. The liter is the basic metric unit for measuring liquid. It's the basic one, and you see these like in water bottles. You see them in pop bottles, the 2 liters, there's 3 liters. And then the small unit is the milliliter. The small unit to measure volume is the milliliter, and this is the abbreviation for milliliter. It's a small m and a capital L. Okay, for liter, it's the capital L. So that's, you need to be aware of that. So write these notes in your math journal. Draw me a picture of a 1 liter container. Now, it doesn't have to be a water bottle. Think about what you have in your homes and the milliliter water droplet. Okay, so take your time, get those notes written down, and make sure you go back to these and refer to them as needed. So again, the instructions for the experiment are right here, and the answers here are going to vary depending on each and every one of you. Okay, this is not like something that's going to be the same for everyone because you're going to have a different container, and the answers will vary. So the directions are right here. Okay, for you to follow, you have step 1, step 2, and step 3. So basically what you're doing is you're going to pour 1 liter of water to fill a container. You're going to mark the level of water with a piece of tape. Then you're going to draw the container in these pictures here, or you can do them in your journals in these sections. It doesn't matter so long as you draw them. And name the container. Write if the container holds less than a liter, holds a liter, or more than a liter. And your typical measuring cups that you have at home, most of them are 1 liter. Okay, I have seen some that are larger that are 2 liter, but you'll see one side will have the metric system and the other side will have the English standard unit. Okay, so we don't want to use ounces, okay, or cups. That's the English standard unit. We're going to use a metric system, and you'll see that because of the numbers. Now, a liter equals 1,000 milliliters. Okay, and the neat thing about the metric system is when you start converting liters into milliliters. It's very easy because it's a base of 10. So you either move the decimal backwards or forwards depending on what you're converting uh, the numbers to, and it's very easy to do. And once we get into the more in depth into those units, we'll discuss that further. So take a break. Go ahead and get your containers. Practice with this so you can get an idea of what a liter is and what a milliliter. Make sure you write those notes down, and then we can come back and work on these questions that they have. So we're going to walk through these real quick, and I'll be very interested to see these on maybe Monday's video session or live streaming sessions, and see if you can explain them to me. Or if you want to create a Google slide presentation, that's fine. If you want to create a Google slide animation to show me what you did here, that would be acceptable also. And please be sure to share them with me when they're completed. So I expect a higher quality of work from this group. So take your time, think about what you want to create, think about how you want to share it to me. And if you want to use a Google slide animation to show to show the results of your experiment, go ahead and do so. If you want to record yourself doing it, feel free to do so also. So if we go down, we're going to go ahead and take a look at these questions here. So it's asking you a dropper holds 1 milliliter, and make sure you understand the abbreviations. A full glass holds about 250 milliliters, and a sports bottle, most of them are hold a volume of 1 liter or 1,000 milliliters. So the question is asking you, suppose you drank a glass of orange juice. Did you drink about 4 milliliters or 300 milliliters of orange juice? Explain that to me. And the explanation could be, well, 4 milliliters is not a lot. It probably is halfway through this dropper here. But 300 milliliters is about a little bit more than a tall glass that'll hold maybe a tall glass of the orange juice. So this is what we're looking for. And your explanation would be that the 4 milliliters is way too less compared to the 300 milliliters. Okay. The next one's the share and show. They're giving you pictures of containers and they're asking you which unit, choose the unit you would use to measure each container's capacity. So it's either going to be milliliter or liter. So let's look at the spoon. It's going to go, yes, going to go milliliter. This one, well, we already know this one's going to be your liter. This one will be a liter also. I'll use a liter. I'll use a liter here. For the cup, I'll use a milliliter. For the fish tank, I'll use a liter. Now, I've had this question asked several times. Well, can't we use the milliliters to fill all of the containers? Yes, you can. I mean, we're not saying you can't. We're saying which one would be the one that you would use most efficiently. Are you actually going to stand there with a dropper and putting one drop at a time to fill up this fish tank? Well, I don't know about you, but I don't have that luxury of time to be standing there, and it'll be a very, very long day. So that's the answer to that question. Yes, you can do it. It's just going to take a long time for you to do it. I'd rather use a milliliter. I'd rather use a liter, pour them in there, if I only have to choose between those two. There's always someone who'll ask me, well, can't we use the dropper? Yes, you can, but is it very efficient? No, it's not. How much liquid is here? Okay, choose the metric unit to measure the amount of the liquid volume in each bottle. So it's either going to be milliliter or liter. Well, this one, it's not a liter, so it has to be milliliter. This one, that's easy. It has to be a liter. This one, well, it's not completely full here, so I still measure it. Oops, that is not a very good M. Milliliter. Okay, very good. We're going to fly by this one real quick. Now it asks you to use the containers for questions 10 through 13. Container A is full when 1 liter of water is poured into it. So we know this one here is 1 liter. 1 liter. So we're going to use that as our reference. 1 liter. We're going to use this one. So this was full with 1 liter of liquid. So what's your question? What if you poured 1 liter of water into container B? 1 liter of water into container B. Describe the way the water fills the container. Explain how you know. Well, explain to me, how will this fill this? And what you want to visualize, what you want to be thinking about is thinking about the volume that this container has. Well, if I pour this liter into this container just by observing this, it's probably going to fill it up. It's probably going to fill it up because the volumes are pretty much the same, except this one is shorter but wider. A is more narrow and taller than B. But what I do want you to understand, it's not going to fill over. It's not going to it's not going to reach its peak here and then the water spill out here. Okay, it's more likely going to fill it up because these two containers are pretty much equal in volume, except that this one is in a cylinder and this one is shorter but rounder. So that's what this explaining question is asking you. Okay. The next one is reasoning. So Brian filled two containers full of water. One held 2 liters and the other container held 250 milliliters. Which two containers did he fill? Okay, so we're going to look at what one is 2 liters, okay, and the other one is 250 millimeters. So we know this one's 1 liter, so it can't be this one. We know this one's a little bit more double than this one, so the 2 liters is more than likely going to be C. And milliliters, well, this one's larger. These are about the same. This is way larger, so the only one that could hold the milliliters would be this one. Now, that's not to say that these can't hold milliliters, okay? But it says it filled them full. So that means they were full. So this one holds 250 milliliters. This one holds 2 liters. So C and E would be your choices because when I compare to A, I probably could use 2 in here and fill it up, right? It wouldn't be 2 liters wouldn't fit here because I know it would overflow because I've already compared these two earlier. Number 12, evaluate. Name two containers that will be filled with about the same number of liters of water. Which two containers will hold about the same amount of liquid? Well, I know I can cross this one out because there's not another one in there that is equal to holding this one because it's way smaller. Okay, so now we have these 4 to choose, and I'm looking at these. Well, this one, it's way too big. I could take that one out. Now I start looking at these two. Now, if I remember correctly, when I did number 10, I pretty much said that A and B are pretty much the same, have the same amount of volume. So it would be A and B that would be the two containers that will be filled with about the same number of liters of water. Because when I look at A and B, and I deciphered that when I answered this question here. So when we're looking at this lesson, boys and girls, it's very important that you understand this concept right here. You understand here that liquid volume is the amount of liquid in a container, and you understand that when you look at this, you have a basic idea of what a liter is and an idea of what a milliliter is. So maybe if you take a spoon, I believe it has a picture of a spoon here. So if you see that spoon, that water droplet, you wouldn't use a liter to fill this up. You would use the milliliter. So if you still have questions on this, please make sure that you ask me during one of our live streaming sessions. I'm very excited and I'm anticipating to see what types of products you can develop to present to me the experiment that you made here, that you conducted here. Okay, you can create a Google slide and retell me the facts that you know. It's up to you. I'm giving you the leeway of you deciding how you want to do this. And I'm seeing some very good animations that have been turned in so far. People that are going above and beyond of what I'm asking them. That's great to see. That's what I want to see. So I look forward to your comments. And again, if you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact me.